strengthening. Also, not just any random parts of their body, but parts of the body that are specific to a tennis player. This is the same for coaches as trainers in all sports. They should all have a strong knowledge of the important areas to strengthen in their athletes to ensure that they can perform to their optimum and avoid injury. Not only do coaches and trainers need to have a good knowledge on the effect of a specific sport physically, but they need to know how to improve their athletes technically. In all sports, having a good technique is obviously crucial to success. A good coach should be expert in being able to develop and improve their players technically due to their vast knowledge of the specific sport. They need to be able to spot potential faults in a performer's technique which is causing them failure or erraticness. Let's take a golf coach for example. Golf has got to be up there in my opinion as one of the most technically challenging sports in the world. Therefore, a successful golf coach should be highly educated in each shot you can play and how to improve them. If one of their players is struggling with their take back, the coach should be able to spot why and then dedicate sessions with specific exercises that focuses on improvement of the take back. This is the same for all coaches in the sense that they should be able to adapt to help improve their athletes technically. Moreover, when teaching the technical side of a sport, coaches need to make sure they keep it interesting and also that they stay positive and enthusiastic. This is because doing technical work can be quite boring for an athlete because all they really want to do is go out and be able to play. Also, if the coach comes across quite negative and impatient, the athlete might start to doubt that they're not good enough and that they can't do it. The third and final aspect that a coach as a trainer should have strong knowledge in is the tactical side of sport. I believe that this would be taught to a performer at a slightly higher level due to the fact that being taught tactically means that the performer needs to have a clearer knowledge of the sport and be quite strong technically as well. If a hockey coach tried to talk tactically to his beginners under 10s group, they would most likely get very confused and not pay attention. However, once a performer is at that higher level though, being taught the tactical side of game is actually really important for success individually or as a team. A hockey coach, for example, should set up drills in training sessions to work on team tactics that can be used on match days. This will obviously improve the team because it will give them a clearer structure to their game instead of just getting the ball and dribbling with it randomly, which is what you see at lower levels. Additionally, a coach preparing their players tactically will improve overall in-game awareness. Also, at half-time, a coach might need to change things up tactically depending on the result of the first half. For example, if they were losing at half-time, he might encourage his team to be a bit more attacking, but be careful not to be caught on the counter. Also now in sports like football, before a match, there is a vast amount of tactical analysis done on the opposition to ensure that the manager knows how to prepare his team in training based on the style of play of the opposition. However, as a trainer, there's a few things that they need to take into consideration. When a coach is developing a training program or even just coaching their athletes, there are a few things that the coaches need to be aware of. These are the age of the performer, the ability of the performer, and the experience. Finally, also the performer's interests. All of these points, they all kind of interlock together. They all relate to each other. So, for example, if a tennis player was 10, he's obviously going to have a bit of a lower ability, possibly a lower experience, and he might not be as interested in tennis as an 18-year-old who has a goal of going to the States to get a scholarship. Therefore, a coach needs to be able to recognise this and adapt how he's teaching his players based on the age, ability, experience and interest of the athletes. If he doesn't take this into consideration, he might come across in the wrong way to performers, which might put them off sport. This is obviously something that needs to be dealt with very delicately, and coaches need to take into consideration when training their athletes.